Start on the leg?
Yeah, you can do
All my food goes moldy, all my personal action, all this.
Just because we don't have too much time, so I want to kind of just get in and show the oil massage rather than, but I could, if I had more time, I could start and do a whole, the face and everything, but I've shown you guys how to do that already. So.
But you've said not to use oil on the face.
No, so I don't, if you come back and do your face afterward, I'd have to really make sure I had a special towel or, a towel that I'm just getting the oil off my hands. But even then, you're not going to 100% get the oil off your hands with a towel, so just be a bit careful.
Have you ever used peanut oil?
I don't think so. I don't know whether that would be good or not, to tell you the truth. Sorry about my...
Just so you all know that feels amazing.
Oh, good. Okay, so it's a nice big muscle we can start with. Just get some oil in there. So you can see we can use different sides of our hands basically with oil massage. You can actually still start to work on the bands, okay? So right now I'm just going to get a bit of oil all over so that it's kind of absorbing into her skin as well. So I can use knuckles. Again, the techniques are, because we're working on big muscles, the techniques that we're using are actually fairly simple. We can use the palm of our hand, our knuckles, we can use our forearm. You could, if you needed to get in really deep, even use the point of your elbow, but guided. Okay, I'm just going to grab a chair, actually. And as I say, this is an area where I really do like oil. Coming in all through this crunchy area. Pressure okay? Okay. Into here. We can lift the person's leg up like that. Come in behind. So up even from like the Achilles area, right up into the calf muscle. Come in from the front. You can do what they call like circular frictions. Circular frictions are like this, where you basically, and you can use them like up a band, okay? But as I say, I love just getting into where all the bands and the muscles join at the ankle. In here with oil, it just feels nice. Is that too much or is that good? Okay. Even around here, it's really good. So you can see I'm still following bands, it's just, but that's why I say in some ways too, if you're breaking up a treatment plan, say you've done like, some kind of intense work on the person's hand and, it might be nice to every 5th treatment do an oil massage, just to sort of make it more general and you're sort of getting rid of whatever, because it's an oil massage in some ways is more pleasant than having your foot completely excavated and,
So you won't recommend it for the first time you met a person?
Oil massage?
The first treatment for a person, you won't recommend an oil massage?
Oh, it can. Yeah, it can be a nice introduction for people because it's not so, and you can still, like
a yellow person
yeah,
could be a good idea.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. especially if they're used to that. And there's, you know, with a yellow light, you're basically introducing a certain percentage of things that are effective, and then mixed with a certain percentage of things that feel kind of nice. Right? Like a green light is like everything's effective, right? And sure, we'll make that progress quicker to get to a point of no tension in the body. But a yellow light, it's like, oh yeah, I can feel it, but it still feels kind of nice. So it's like a, you know, it's like balancing a recipe with a bit of sweet and a bit of sour, you know?
You won't have the same result on the percentage of like let it go, but it's still.
But it's still making some progress, you know?
Building trust.
Building trust, all of it, you know?
Do you ever use creams or is it always?
Yeah. No, I use creams as well. Yeah.
Do you have a particular brand or?
No, I don't. I like much homemade stuff as possible. And I would use cream where, say, I didn't really want to do oil massage everywhere, but I really want the effect of a cream. Like, this is where I was saying, I absolutely think it's just much better with a cream or a moisturizer. Just from that point of view of being able to, there's so much crunchiness here in almost everyone, you know? And it just feels really nice. And without oil, you're more doing this kind of stuff, which is still good, but I like this ability to slide through here that oil or cream or anything provides. And that's where I feel that it actually is definitely, the benefits definitely override. Oops, sorry. But again, for big muscles, oil is fine. It's like, you know, you get in there. But what I found, because I did oil massage for many years, a lot, is it just comes to a point where a big muscle can be quite tight and maybe it's just not letting go. Okay, so traditional deep tissue massage is basically just this, right? You're just getting in there. And even sports massage, same sort of thing. You can also like have the leg up like this and even get into the back here. I can still do certain techniques that I like to do. Like I used to call this a chi pumping move. Still do really, but you can hold, move as you get in deeper. So as I say, big muscle massage is pretty simple, really, right? It's like,
Just sort of putting on,
yeah.
just making sure they're straight.
Yeah, and one thing, like these stroking moves can be really good for the lymph system and the blood, you know, because you're actually, and generally speaking, we're pushing towards the heart, okay? So especially like, you can see here, I'm doing my deeper move towards the heart, and then I'm coming off with light pressure. Deep, so we're pushing the blood, the lymph, back towards the heart. But again, when I do the toes, yeah, I could do this sort of stuff on the toes. I can still hold some bigger pressure points and do some movements and things like that. But I can't, like I say, here, it's getting quite, it actually makes it clumsy, you know. But I could do a bit of this, but you can see even here, easy for my hands to slide and kind of go into the wrong spots. But I could easily then say this was a first treatment and she's really more used to oil massage, then I could at least talk to her about, oh, wow, this is really tight in here, this is tight in here. What I recommend is to come back and I'll do this, but I can't do it with oil. Okay? See how that would be like a nice, you know? So you're sort of telling a person, and she's really tight in here. This is where, like I say, the bigger tools actually can feel quite nice on the bottom of the foot with some oil. You know, like I say, you can kind of come in and just do a bit of general.
So in a way, it can be first
Yeah.
massage.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you actually kind of know.
What's going on, and you know, like I say, it's
Go
just
everywhere.
it's more of a traditional thing that a lot of people are gonna, oh yeah, it's an oil massage. You know, it's not such a far out thing as getting in there and doing chopsticks on people, because a lot of people, it's just,
What is that?
yeah, what is that? That's all of
It's
it,
like
you know?
educated in that first time. But
Yeah. Building the trust in you, building the trust in this, in the fact that, well, if even if you gave them the best deep tissue massage they've ever had, and it's like, I don't, like I said before, I don't like defining Raynor Massage as a particular technique, or Raynor Massage is when we use chopsticks on the end. No, Raynor Massage is about finding and getting rid of tension. You can use oil with Raynor Massage. It's still oil, you know? And it may or may not be, but it's like, if you use chopsticks on somebody and that person hates it so much they never come back, is that really effective? No. You know, we just work with people. So there's still a lot we can do. But again, here, you know, I'm coming to that point where it's actually kind of painful for her, right? Because her toes are still tight. So then I could tell her, oh, wow. And I'd say something, oh, can you feel that? That feels really tight. And then I might say to her, oh, I don't want to overwork that because the roots of it are in here. So maybe next time we'll come in and we might do some more work here. But you can feel how tight that is, can't you there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure can.
Yeah, so I might go quite gently. And again, this is another nice tool to use. And I could use this point, I could use this one or this one. But this is a nice, it kind of feels quite, how does that feel, Robin?
Much better.
Yeah. And I'm going quite light. But it just feels like it's kind of scraping away at tension. And again, another technique that's actually better off with a bit of oil or cream. Okay? But, you know, I come to that point where I feel like I can't really therapeutically do, because if I go in too hard, it's too much for her. And so I know that is held at the toes, you know? So it's like I'm not going to get so caught up actually with an oil massage in really being thorough about excavating tension, because you can only do so much. But, and again, it might be that that's enough, you know? But I've given her some points, and I might even, like I say, so, but this kind of stuff generally feels quite nice, doesn't it? It's like it's a nice sort of feeling. All of this feels good, it feels nice, it feels really, it's just a nice, it's more what people associate with massage. Even coming in here, this doesn't hurt too much, does it?
No.
No, it feels quite nice. But I'm still working on bands, actually. See, it's just that I'm not probably gonna, I'll get a certain percentage out, but some of it's gonna be anchored here. And some people will be like, no, I just like a massage to feel nice, and this is all they want. And other people will be more like, yeah, oh, that's, like I'd point out. I'd always remember to point out too, like if she's tight in here, when I'm working it, you really want to make sure that she understands that's tight, not because I'm working it, because she's tight, okay? And that's why even before she might say something, I might go, oh, wow, that's tight. So then when she kind of goes in her head, oh, that hurts. Why does it hurt? Because I'm pushing it, or because she's tight? Because she's tight. Otherwise, we can't really get in there.
So we're really here to educate them.
Oh yeah, a whole lot of education about their body, especially in your first few treatments, like building that bridge, because otherwise you get on that wrong, that some people will, you know, when you're finding all their points that are tight, some people are like, oh, great, you found all my points that are tight. Other people are like, oh, it really hurts when he massages me. All right? So is that a good thing to hurt somebody? No. So the logic, the train of thought goes into the wrong direction. And especially for people that think, some people think massage isn't supposed to hurt. I've had a lot of people tell me that. Massage is just supposed to feel nice, you know? So again, already you can see she's, you know, the oil is actually absorbing very quickly there. Her skin is quite dry, so I might end up needing some more. So a lot of this kind of stuff, like above the knee where I was saying that the bands all kind of join in, we can kind of cross them over and then slide up each particular band. Just a little bit more oil. If it's a cold day or your hands are cold, warm oil up before you put it on a person. So rub it together. And here what I'm doing is I'm using my thumb up this band here, but I'm supporting it so that it's not so much pressure on my joints. And then I can come up the other bands. And then I can do circular movements across them. I can use the side of my hand.
Brandon,
Yeah.
everyday system, when they talk about trying to release muscles, that you've got going down the muscle, you go across the muscle,
Yep.
and then you, this sort of thing as well. Is there any other techniques that you use?
Yeah, so like if we've got this muscle tight here, of course we need to release the roots. But when we're actually working on it, we can do what we call cross fiber. We can slide up it. We can do pressure on, pressure off, which is probably better off without oil. Those are the main ones. You know, of course, when we slide up it, we could use various things. We could even use like a knuckle coming up here, guided by our hand. And why I guide it is because it's easy to slip onto this bone. You don't want to be slipping onto people's people's shin bone. That was a tongue twister. Okay. And as I say, then we can lift up the leg, get right into through the foot. What's that? You can smell it, yeah. It's a nice one, isn't it? It's kind of both calming and awakening at the same time. It's a nice blend. So again, then up through here, crossing. Right into where the Achilles or the Achilles joins the foot. I can even still hold a few points and shape the foot, you know, stuff that I would normally do. And then really coming up into the calf muscle. How's it all feeling, Robin?
Brilliant.
Good. Again, into here, holding a couple points. Again, I can do things like this where I turn the foot to the side, use my forearm. Don't put heavy pressure on the knee, so kind of just take your pressure off. A lot of like loamy strokes tend to be kind of these long, big strokes, you know, which also, you know, they can feel nice. Just integrating and joining. I use this part of my thumb a lot too, and it balances out the fact that I use this part of my thumb. So I use that as the main point of contact. So say if I wanted to get in quite deep, I could use my elbow and guide it. All right, now we'll do her arms. Again, I'll get a bit more oil on my hands. Right?